This would have been so grand. I mean, it's still, whoa. Welcome to Dan's on the Street. I'm Dan. We're exploring the world city by city as seen through Google Maps and Google Street View. Today we are in Syria visiting the city of Aleppo, sitting here not too far from the Mediterranean Sea. Interesting place. Obviously, we've heard a lot about this place the last few years. Terrible civil war that happened in Syria, and even specifically here in Aleppo. It's not very well mapped, but obviously quite well mapped from above, I suppose. Just can't do much on the streets, but there's plenty of 360 images, and I think we'll learn a fair amount, I hope, even just looking around from here. Let's start over here in the old part of town, ancient part of town, at the great Myid Mosque, and see what we can find. All right. Oh, goodness. All right. Immediately greeted by just a tragic scene here. This is an ancient mosque, and we are looking at basically its ruins. This might be a sad one, everyone. This is just, this city and country has gone through hell the last 8 years or so. And there was actually a huge and beautiful, oh goodness, it was right there. Yeah, there was a huge minaret here that dated back to 1090. Tall, there's great images of it online, everywhere, easy to find. I think this is evidence of fire there, you can see that charring. But here are the ruins of it. I have no idea if there are plans to rebuild it. It looks basically untouched since that happened. It was destroyed in 2013. We're looking at 2018 here. Anyways, dark start to this. This is an amazing city, an ancient place. One of the longest continuously inhabited cities on Earth. And dating back to at least the 3rd millennium BC, at least, and possibly even thousands of years before then. It was just recorded in the 3rd millennium as being here. Boy, this is such a sad scene. Everyone seems to be smiles on their faces right now, taking pictures of it, I guess. Obviously, most of the thread is gone at this point. Boy, oh boy. There you can see it, where it should be. Let's go somewhere else nearby. We're very limited by where we can go. And, oh goodness, this looks like another sad place. Look at this. Okay. More ruins here. This is really not going to be a fair tour of the city, I fear. Look at this beautiful design work going up this wall. Oh, such tragedy. Of course, thousands of people died in this city in 2012, 2013, that time frame. And additionally, just tremendous devastation to the ancient buildings here. What a painful sight. Wow. Interesting. My impression is that things have actually improved quite a lot in the last few years. Boy, oh boy, these are some sad scenes. These are some really sad scenes. This is from June 2019. Just shattered windows. Looks like these blocks are being laid out here, potentially to rebuild. That'd be my guess. Looks like they're being kind of marked for rebuilding. So my impression is that large-scale rebuilding is going on in the city. I imagine a lot of money is being pumped into it to rebuild from what happened here. Goodness. I don't know how much of this we can endure. but it's the reality of the scene here. November 2019, obviously, goodness, this part got just smashed. Heavens, this is the old city here. It goes without saying, no shops are open here in this part of town, I don't think. Parts of the city, I think, were largely untouched by the devastation. But right here suffered tremendously. Man. Oh boy. All right, let's keep moving on. This looks like a newer building here in this intersection. Let's drop in here. Good gracious. Goodness gracious. A few people out and about. These guys look like they could be just about anywhere in the world, but they are here, and what a sight. Obviously a few people out and about, some vehicles around, possibly some military presence, I'm not quite sure. This looks like it was a fountain and statue perhaps at one point. There's like bullet holes all around. Oh. This looks like this was a mosque here as well. Not completely destroyed. People just kind of taking in pictures, it almost looks like, of the scene. So, yeah. Throughout ancient history, many different nations ruled here. A long list. The Wikipedia page is just fascinating. I'll include a link below. And then more recently, as that would go, back in the 14th century BC, the Hittites ruled, and then the Assyrians conquered, and and then it kept changed hands many times. Finally, then Alexander the Great conquered in 333 BC. All right, another street view here. What should be a beautiful park, it's almost beautiful. The plant life is still here. Actually, this is actually in pretty good shape over here. This view is quite nice. Looks a tad barren and something distinctly sad about it. Maybe it's just the color or something. It feels like we're still in the ruins. But actually, if I didn't know better, this actually looks like quite a beautiful little park here. Plenty of benches all around. A few people sitting around, taking in the sight. This is slightly improved, without a doubt. Some taller buildings here in the distance, maybe 12, 14 stories. Possibly a new one going up there. Interesting. Well, after Alexander the Great, they continued to change hands and eventually became part of the Roman Empire in 64 BC. There's a high school. Over here looks, well, from above at least, in decent shape. Can't quite see much of the street here. Let's get on the ground here. Okay, noticeably better scene here. Much better. I'm not sure why exactly the old part of town was targeted. Perhaps that's where the forces were kind of hold up there. Definitely going to try to avoid the politics of the situation. I'm not informed enough about it. I've followed along as it happened, watching in just horror. But glad to see people more or less going about their lives here. Shops open, cars out. Looks like a rainy day here, obviously. This building looks to be in pretty good shape. A few of them, for sure. Antenna dishes, satellite dishes, I mean. Definitely a business street all through here. Interesting. Boy, it would be great to get more images. Of course, I say that even in a city that's well mapped, I want more images. Nice little park here. This actually looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. Good green space. People, looks like maybe a student. We're definitely near a school here. Maybe we're actually on a campus. All right, this is the Technological Institute. Okay. Engineering school. Well, I'm so happy to see that people are... Oh, yeah, this is great. Much, much better. March 2018. Okay. So, life does go on here, and it's not all bad. It definitely, clearly, much of it was spared. We're kind of seeing... I can't tell if I'm seeing double here. Yeah, I can't tell if I'm seeing double or just what's going on there. Maybe an image stitching error. It's a nice little plaza here. Definitely feels like a school. I think it is a school, of course. Busy streets here. Monastery. Interesting. All right, let's zoom back up. One of the most interesting places to me is right here. This is this is the Citadel, and it takes a minute to even kind of grasp what you're seeing here. It looks like is this a meteor impact or like what am I seeing? But this is somewhat man-made, mostly man-made, but it's based around a hill. And here we are at the base of it. There's a moat. And here's this wild hill that was built up going all the way back to that. As long as there have been people in the region, this hill has been strategically important. This moat was dug out in the 12th century AD. And up at the top then, castle walls, ruins from a few hundred years ago. There have been just castle built on castle, ruins, and it's not been very well excavated. There's just unbelievable ruins all in these hills. This all used to be limestone. This was like perfect, glistening limestone around the entire base. This is a massive structure. It's hard to grasp its size here from the outside. Let's see if we can get another view. How about over here? Ooh. Very orange out, maybe a sandy day. You can see another view up the side of this. Again, picture this originally, or as if there was an original point, but at one of its stages it was all limestone. All these buildings. This also suffered terribly during this Civil War. Oh man. Long road ahead for Syria and certainly Aleppo. Let's get inside here. Here's a nice view up top. It looks like, oh, this is a great view. Okay. Nice bright day. This is in July of just last year. Interesting. Okay. It's hard to tell what we're seeing here. Obviously, here's the old city. And the further out you look, you're kind of looking into newer and newer stuff, I think. Things don't look quite as bad from up high, I'll say that. It almost, from this view, looks like just about anywhere else in the region. Can hardly tell there was damage, but certainly you look closer and you see some of the devastation. Interesting. Here's the old theater that was here. I mean, again, just picture the Greeks, the Romans, and then just every empire that was here used this as an important base. Interesting. Wow, look at this. Look at the design work up in there. All of this stone work. And it's all from different eras. Some of it's 1,000 years old. Some of it's 500 years old. And just built upon each other. Oh my goodness. What a unique place. I'm so grateful for any of these pictures we have. Look at this old stone even here. Huh. Interesting. So back in 636 AD, then Muslim troops under Abu Ubaidah captured the city. That was in 636. And this became a really great city in the region. It always had been. It sat on the Silk Road, but it continued to grow. And many great philosophers and poets lived in the city. Boy, some of the worst destruction down in here. This almost looks like a crater there. Who knows? Can't imagine some of the sights out here that occurred. Man, look at this. Just life goes on and ruins right next to it. And all around, but, oh, somebody's on a horse. Interesting. But I guess they actually, some of the rebel forces actually used this fortress even during that fight, which is unfortunately how it sustained some of its damage as they were attacked then, or, you know. But interesting, played an important role even in that. But this always was an important place up here. I would absolutely love to explore through this. It looks like it's pretty much free reign here. People just climbing all over it. Sounds like an amazing day to me. I'd love to just get all in there and see if I can figure out what I'm looking at. Wow. What a neat place. One of the largest castles in the world. Massive. Just the scale of it blows your mind. Just another view up here. Well, this is part of the gateway here. So this was a moat. This is all flooded with water back in ancient times. You can see some of that limestone here, I think. It's not in great shape anymore. Maybe a little bit of it down there. This would have been so grand. I mean, it's still, whoa. An unbelievably impressive sight. This might have to be a thumbnail there. How do you like my new look? I'm trying out a new thing today. Doing something different. New design, new look. 2020, you know. And also, I'm going to use this opportunity to mention that I started a Patreon page. So you can join me on Patreon. Boy, it seems like a dark time to talk about as we're taking this view. Oh, look at that. I think that's the president up there, his image draped over there. Or the king. I'm not quite sure if it's president or king. Nevertheless, I started a Patreon page. You can join for $3 a month. I'd love it if you did. I'm going to put up special content, additional bonus city tours, little tiny tours of tiny places, additional discussion, all kinds of different things. And maybe most importantly, I'm going to migrate voting on upcoming cities to the Patreon page. So at some point, my goodness, look at this hole here. Ugh. This is a wild scene. Wow. But anyways, currently you can vote on my videos on YouTube, but kind of gets, I don't know, I want to make that something more special and where I can interact with people better. And so I started a Patreon. You're welcome to join. It's $3. I'll probably mention it in all the videos now and then. This is really beautiful in here. My goodness, this is in wonderful shape. Clearly a mosque of some sort. Beautiful carpeting down. Rugs. Wow. Glad this place survived. Fantastic old place. Great stonework. Interesting. Let's see. Another random street up here. This is definitely a unique tour. I'm just kind of bouncing around with what images we got. Fantastic image here. Really great, high quality. Look at this old door. Huh. I have no idea where we are. Interesting. This is all, again, you can kind of tell by the look of things, this is the old part of town. Let's move up a little further north. See what we can find. Oh boy, not too many images. Looks like some nice developments up here. Let's get on this street. Oh, things looking much better up here. Shopping district, perhaps. Good number of vehicles out. Nice sunlight coming in there. Possibly military there. Guys just hanging out. Interesting. Look at this pool there. Not sure if that's open to the public. Let's see what else we can find. Another street view far up north here. Interesting. Yeah, back to the history. I read that the Hamdanids conquered the city in 944, and they actually built a huge palace on the river. I think on the small river that runs through the city. And rather quickly, the city was attacked, and so they abandoned that and moved back into the citadel, as everyone did, basically. It was the smart move. And back in 1138, there was a terrible earthquake. A lot of earthquakes happening in this city. A lot of really bad ones. Even in like 1822, there was one that destroyed a lot of the city. Really sad. And, but I guess there was a really bad one, yeah, in 1138. Clearly, the city's kind of expanding further and further out here. Let's see what's going on over here. All right, pretty normal looking scene out here. Apartments, cars parked. Yeah, not too much to say about that, I guess. Other than it's nice to see just hopefully things returning to normalcy. That's my hope for Syria. Look at this paint job there. Or chrome? Are those chrome stuck on there? Interesting. Some distant cranes, perhaps. These look like new buildings going up out of here. It's possible the people who lived in that old part of town are just done with it, and they're all maybe migrating kind of outside to the outskirts here. Not sure what's going on here. A little shop. Just a typical scene, perhaps. Buy some clothes, robes. Nice stadium here. This looks really beautiful. Wow. All right, look at that. Obviously, that survived just fine, so that's always good to see. Big swimming pool, track, and that kind of thing. That's really important for a city to have those, places of entertainment. Boy, there's just not a lot of pictures. Let's see. Looks like we're in another mosque here. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, this is very beautiful. Oh, wow. Look at this fountain here. I guess I'm not certain if this is a mosque. Maybe it's just another building. Perhaps a school. Soccer balls. Okay. Trophy. Very pretty place here, though. There it is from above. Can't tell you what that is, though, I'm afraid. Another similar looking place over here. Very beautiful. Same roof style here. That's interesting. It's like it used. I wonder if back in the day this was open air, and at some point they put on this new roof. That's just a guess. I could be wrong. Amazing floor. Salah of Marashi. Thank you, Salah. Great work here. Getting these pictures. Amazing woodwork all around. Interesting. This looks like a graveyard here. What a big graveyard it is. Wow. Okay. Moving here kind of east of things. Really lacking images. What can we find? Not too much. Looks like a nice park in here. No pictures there. I really hope Google can come to the city someday and get a full street view tour in time. I hope just as peace returns to this country, that's ultimately what I hope. Just peace and safety and hopefully normalcy. Beautiful hall here. It's quite impressive. I love the light coming in here. The old stonework on the roof. Beautiful rugs. Wow. I like that. Cool blue lighting. That's really neat, right? Tons of huge mosques. Let's see what's over here. Alright, okay. Looks like perhaps another mosque. Just a small little place. Interesting. Yeah, just a little place. Old grandfather clocks here. This one looks like it might have seen its last days, but it's still kind of neat that it's there. Huh. Little booth up there. Interesting. Obviously Arabic is the spoken language here. Government house. My oh my. This is the first on this tour I've done of seeing this kind of devastation. And oh dear, it breaks my heart. Oh man. Look at all these. It's all bullet holes. Maybe shrapnel. I don't know. It, leaves me somewhat speechless. Wow, look at this one. Minaret. Definitely took some damage up there. Glad it didn't collapse. But that's going to take a lot of time and money to fix all of that. What a tragedy that seems like specifically this historic part of town was damaged. And on top of the whole rest of it being a tragedy, it just particularly hurts to lose that history. Wow, look at this graveyard here. Oh, dear heavens. I don't know what you can say. Boy, I'd love to just walk through here. What a somber scene. I don't know what to say. It just breaks my heart. These old tombstones. Amazing design work. And that's the site there. Boy, oh boy. Man. This looks like a nice park here. No images. Lots of shops all in here. These appear to be kind of active links, it would seem to me. So that's encouraging. Let's see, anything up in here? Not so much. We saw that one, I think. Well, I'm gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon. I really am just running out of places to go, it seems. What a lovely image this is here. Great quality color. This is a beautiful old building here. You can see some of that detail in there. Huh. Wow. I love this district here. This is so pretty. These balconies look to be in great shape. Some food carts out here. There's Assad there again. Definitely has his image around. And what a view here of this park. Again, if you knew nothing, I'd say this is a beautiful and pristine view. I mean, and it is. It's just hard to square what this view is versus the rest of what we saw here today. Well, I'm gonna have to call it a wrap. You know what? Maybe one more view of this citadel, because this was so neat. Let's see. I don't know when I'll be back, but it's definitely, I will not forget this place. Wow. Everyone looking like they're having a great time here today. Is that a selfie stick? Can't tell. Kids out playing, families out and about. Goodness, do I wish them well. There's some of the scene of devastation. I think that's the mosque we started in there. Possibly a crane up there. Can't tell if that's what I'm seeing. Man. Amazing city. I didn't even get through the rest of the history, but continued to change hands, went to the Ottomans, and finally, after the end of World War I, became part of Syria. And then this whole civil war started back in essentially 2011 and peaked in 2012, 2013. And it is over for the most part, although safety is a big concern here still. But hopefully the darkest days have passed. And that'll be my tour today. I hope to get back to Syria again. I hope it's better mapped soon. I'm sure it will be in time. Yeah, let me know where I should go next. And for now, though, I'm going to add it to my map. Let's see. Please check out my Patreon. I'll include a link. Consider joining. And, please subscribe. Tell your friends. Give it a thumbs up. Let's see. Aleppo. Syria. There it is. All right. It's on my map. Okay. This has been quite a tour. It's been difficult one. There it is, though. If you enjoyed this, check out some of my other tours. Been all around the world. All right. Till next time.